What's up guys, E-Drone here. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new Snaptain SP500 GPS toy quadcopter. Stay tuned. Taking a look at the packaging of the new Snaptain SP500. This is a foldable drone with GPS. We have a 1080p HD camera, has GPS, it has waypoints, point of interest, follow me mode, gestures for photo and video, one key takeoff landing, return to home, has ADI mode, headless mode, and is foldable. So we're going to go ahead and take this out of the packaging. Has a nice little handle here. Okay, we have a nice foam inside of here. And with all Snaptain products, here's your warranty information, instructions, and about the loyalty program as well. Here's a nice thick instruction booklet with plenty of pictures. Always have good instructions in multiple languages as well. Looks like we're given 2 batteries here, 1000 milliamp 2-cell. Looks like they're going to slide right in and click into place, which is nice. Love that Snaptain gives you 2 batteries with their drones. Okay, we have some prop guards here for beginners, and we have our charging cables. We have 2 of these USB to micro USB charging connectors for the batteries. They are 5 volt 1 to 2 amp for the input. Output's 4.2 volt 800 milliamps, and this is going to be for the controller, and everything's nice and labeled showing you what the cords are for. Very nice. Micro USB as well. We also get some spare screws here. We have an extra set of propellers underneath of the remote and a small Phillips head screwdriver. Some of these little caps that go on the top of the propellers. Here's the controller. It feels plasticky, toy grade. The gimbals feel okay. We have our nice labeled buttons here. We have the on-off button. We have our return to home. We have our headless mode. We have GPS, we have auto takeoff, photo and video, and speed buttons. And we have a little pull out here on the bottom for almost a little extra control to hold on to. Your device actually goes in the top here. Feels okay. We have some LEDs here. They just kind of fold in. Everything snaps into place. Here's the actual quadcopter. It looks like we have a pivot system. So no gimbal on this, but we do have a pivoting system. So you can push it down. And the arms fold out. Another folding quadcopter drone. Has some nice sticker on the top here to pull that off. Get that nice sound. Oh yeah. We got the... Looks like we have the power button right on the top, which I like. Battery is going to go right here in the rear, so I like that. Snaps into place. And obviously the controls for the video and the control are right here on the bottom. So hopefully we'll get a decent amount of range out of this little guy for a toy grade. Looks like we have some LED lights in the front. They don't look like they're any kind of sensors. No sensors on the bottom. We have LED lights on all 4 of the arms on the bottom. It's nice that we do have some LEDs on the front for orientation. This is a 1080p HD camera. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the bottom like this, and it's going to snap into place. Okay, the micro SD card slot is right here on the drone, and you want to use a class 10 or better up to 32 gigabyte. Glad to see that there is an onboard micro SD card slot. That means that we should get some pretty decent video out of this. Has these nice little foam landing feet on the bottom. A little pull out here to put on your prop guards. Okay, this is everything you get in the box. We're going to go ahead and charge everything up, the controller and the 2 batteries, and we'll go ahead and do the test flight. Alright guys, we're getting ready to go ahead and test out the new Snaptain SP500. And it's a little bit windier than I would like, but it's the time of day that I have to work with. So I'm going to try to keep the drone pretty low. I'm not going to go too high. This is a toy grade quadcopter, even though it does have GPS. It's still using brushed motors, so it's not going to be able to handle a whole bunch of wind. So I'm going to choose a nice flat spot to take off here for our return to home here. So first thing you want to do is turn on the quadcopter. So push and hold until the quadcopter lights come on. Turn on the controller. Just push the button one time and you'll hear a beep indicating that the controller automatically binds to the drone. You'll see the lights on the front are flashing. The LEDs went off. Let's go ahead and connect to the Snaptain app here. Go ahead and pull that up. Okay, so we'll go ahead and connect to the Wi-Fi of the Snaptain first. Turn the Wi-Fi on. And you're just going to look for that Snaptain Wi-Fi right there. You go ahead and connect to that. It's going to probably tell us that it doesn't have internet, which is fine. We're going to say stay connected. Okay, so we are connected to the Snaptain. Going to go ahead and open that up here. So we'll go ahead and hit start. Allow. 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 Okay, so we have a nice little screen we can see. First thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and calibrate the compass for the GPS. So I'm going to take my keys out of my pocket here, set them over here. You don't want anything metal or any wallets or anything that can create interference. So in order to do that, you got to push on the NS button here and hold. Okay, and that's indicating that this is ready to be calibrated. Okay, we're gonna turn it this way. We got green, solid, and there's our compass calibration. Let's go ahead and do the gyro. I'm gonna push and hold on this for 3 seconds. They're gonna start flashing while it's calibrating the gyro. Now that done flashing, the gyro is good. It's telling us that we're ready to fly. We have our battery on screen here. Okay, let's go ahead and see if we can start the video here. There's a picture. Let's try the video. Push and hold down on the button to do video. Okay, the video is recording. It's not a bad looking feed. Let's go ahead and arm the quadcopter here. We are in GPS mode. Let's see here. Okay, that's attitude mode. GPS mode. Okay, so we are in GPS mode now, so the quadcopter should hover. It's very important you stand behind the quadcopter exactly for a lot of the flight functions to work. So let's go ahead and arm. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and take off. One button. Okay, it's raising altitude. Let's see how much drift it has. It's in GPS mode now. Okay, so it's drifting a little bit with the wind, but all in all, it's holding its position like it's supposed to be in GPS mode. Okay, let's do a little yaw spin. Okay, a little bit of drift here, a little bit of drift. Let's see if we can change the speed here. Let's go ahead and speed. That's speed 2. Okay, pretty good. Let's do speed 3. Okay, so it only has 2 speeds, 1 and 2. Let's go ahead and take it over here a little bit away from this water. See if we can get a little bit of flying in here. GPS mode. Okay, so far so good. Okay, it's flying itself back. So I think once it gets to a certain distance away, it's going to start to come back to its home point. So home point's right there. So let's do a return to home to test real quick. So if it loses connection, it will come back home. So let's go ahead and send it out here a little ways. Let's go ahead and push return to home. Okay, so it turned around and it's raising altitude to the predetermined altitude, which is actually pretty high for a toy. Probably want to lower that. It's actually going pretty high here.
Okay, and it's coming back. Okay, it's way off. Let's see where it lands. And it just beeps like this to mean it's coming home. So you can change the settings in here. I'll show you how to do that in a second for the altitude, return to home, and the it's set up in beginner mode. So we'll change all that. Okay, so it came back, but it's obviously way off from where it originally took off. But it did come back. Okay, so it just came down and landed there. Okay, so get the beep and the stop, just push that button there, the home button. All right, let's change these settings real quick. Go in your settings. Here's your distance. Default's 30 meters. I'm gonna go ahead and crank this up if I can. We want to turn beginner mode off, yes. Let's go ahead and, this is saying it'll go to a distance of 500 meters, so let's see, return to home altitude can't be higher than flight altitude. So return to home altitude is 25 meters. Let's change that to like 20. And flight altitude, you can actually put a ceiling on it, so if you don't want it to go above a certain altitude, you can. We're just going to raise that to 120 meters. So basically, that's the max. Okay, so return to home altitude is going to be a distance of 20 meters. So go ahead and save. Okay, now we're out of beginner's mode. See, we got the props in shot. Okay, let me go ahead and stop the recording. I want to go ahead and see if we can do some of these gesture controls. So we're going to push on the photo video button. You got to push and hold to stop the recording. Let's go ahead and do one button take off. Actually, you can arm it this way too. Go ahead and arm it. Okay, we're in GPS mode still. So it's fighting that wind. Let me go ahead and turn it facing us this way. And let's see if we can do some of these gesture controls here. So you're going to push on the gesture controls with your right hand for recording a video, taking a photo. Okay. I can work with here. I'm trying to get this video done. Okay, so it did work. Started recording the video when I put my hand up. We're getting some 13 to 14 mile an hour wind gusts out here. It's actually handling pretty decent for a toy. All right, I went ahead and put another battery in. We'll go ahead and try to take off again. See if we can do follow me. Let's go ahead and take off. Okay, we're in GPS mode now. Let's go see if we can do follow me. Let's go ahead and record. Go ahead and push and hold on the button. Okay, so we are recording. We turn it around here. And I'm going to do follow me mode. Okay, so did a little bit of a yaw spin there. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so it is moving. It is keeping me in shot. Interesting. Okay, turn around this way, see what happens. Okay, so it's yawing slowly. It almost lost me in shot, but really not bad for a toy. So it is following me. It's keeping me in the shot. Okay, try to run a little bit. Wow, okay, it's getting closer. Oh, it lost me. Okay, so it did lose me. Now it is turning around. Okay, it's slowly coming back. It did lose me, so if you go too fast, it might be easy to get lost. But it's actually doing pretty decent for a toy. Okay, so let's turn that off. Let me try point of interest. So let's do the field. Let me raise it up a little bit. Okay. So we're going to do, let me move forward here. Let's do 10 meters for the radius. Okay, so it's gonna basically do a point of interest circle for 10 meters. So it's moving back. It's gonna circle 10 meters in a 10-meter radius. Okay, so it is spinning around. It's completely flying itself, as you can see. It's going around, going around. Okay, so the point of interest is working, so that's good. Just want to make sure it doesn't hit anything. Obviously, make sure you don't have anything in the path while it's doing this, because it will crash right into it. You want a nice wide open area like this to fly this drone and test out these features. Okay, so it's going to keep on coming around, and it's probably not going to stop until we stop it. So let's see if it stops here. No, it's going to continue to keep on going. So let's go ahead and end that. Okay, you see where it stopped, and then got that GPS lock again. Here's the on-screen controls if you want to control it that way. Okay, and they actually do work even when the controller's hooked up, so that's kind of cool. See that? So if you want to control it with just the phone, you can. This right here. Okay, this is our distance, our speed, our altitude, so it's recording all that for you in case you need to do a flight log. Pretty. I gotta say, for a toy app, it's actually pretty decent, pretty user-friendly. What's this here? Click to select music. Oh, okay. Please choose music. Okay, so if we want to add some music here while we're flying, you can do that as well. Okay, interesting. Selected, click confirm to start video. Okay, so it's going to record a video with music. Very interesting. Okay, so it did a little flight with a little record there. Let's exit out of that mode. I guess the last thing to do is just do another return to home test. Let's see if we can go out of range here. See what happens. It's supposed to come back if it gets out of range. I'm going all the way to the other side, and it seems to be working okay. Let's go this way. So it says it could go a distance of like 500 meters, believe it or not. Okay, here it comes back. So I'm actually not losing signal, so that's good. It's actually handling the wind that we have not too bad. Let's go ahead and do a return to home test. Okay, so it's going to raise altitude to the predetermined setting we chose 20 meters. And it's going to come back here. It comes back really quick. So keep that in mind. Okay. All right. It did a yaw spin and get the same orientation, and it took off and starting to descend. Okay, it's coming down. Wow, this one's actually pretty accurate here. It's not too bad, actually. Okay, it took off right here, so that's not bad. Turn that beeping off, it's kind of annoying. Okay, well there's the flight test of the new Snaptain SP500 GPS toy quadcopter. So what do I think of the new Snaptain SP500? GPS toy quadcopter. I think it's pretty decent actually. Even though it has brushed motors, it handled the wind very well. We had some 13-mile-an-hour wind gusts out here. I did keep it kind of low. I didn't want to go too high, obviously, but even keeping it a little bit lower, it was able to handle it just fine. Most of the functions actually worked really good. The quality of the video looks okay. 1080p, not too bad. I wish it did have a little bit of a more stabilized camera on here, but obviously it just has a fixed rate here, and you can just adjust that. But I like the size of it. I like the way it handles in the wind. I do like the controller. It actually felt really good in my hands. I do like the fact that it does have the GPS, so it does return to home, and the accuracy was not bad. I was actually expecting it to perform a lot worse, to be honest. So the GPS actually is pretty decent. Trust and know that if you do go beyond the range, it will come back to you and land pretty decent. Follow me mode worked very well. I think it did do a good job with the follow me mode function. I do like the way the quadcopter looks. I like the fact that it folds. I do like the LEDs. I like the app itself. The app to me is very intuitive and it's very easy to use, and the apps for me didn't have any crashes, anything like that, so it did work very well. That's the Snaptain Nova app. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna put a link in the description for this quadcopter if you want to check it out. I definitely recommend it, and thanks so much for watching. More toy drone quadcopter reviews to come on the channel, so stay tuned for that. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching. eDrone out.